Hi, everybody. Welcome back to an all-new episode of
We Everywhere, baby.
I am your host, Nadia. Joined with me is Mr. O Marvelous. And we are back with a brand new episode. And I'm
Aloha.
saying aloha because I am about to hop on a flight to Maui. And I'm gassed.
You're excited.
I'm excited.
Have you been to Maui before?
Never been to Maui. Been to Oahu twice.
Okay.
Once in... Shit, I don't even remember what year it was. 7 years ago or something like that.
Mm-hmm. And then,
When we
went.
was it last year? Yeah, 2021.
Yeah.
Last May. Every time I go to Hawaii, it's in May. It's so weird. I don't plan it that way. And every time I go to Hawaii, it's never, it's always for other people. So the first time I went to Hawaii or Oahu, I was in a wedding. It was our friend's wedding. And we went to Oahu. And then this last time we went because Nigel was proposing to Sandy, our friends.
That's right.
And then this coming up time, this coming time still doesn't sound right. This time coming up. I am going for my parents' 40th anniversary. So they were like, originally they were going to do something else. It didn't work out. So there's like, screw it. We're going to Hawaii. Whoever wants to go can go.
What was the first plan?
They were going to get...
The backup is Hawaii.
Right?
Like, the first one was we were going to buy an island, but that didn't work out. So Maldives or is Maldives?
I think it's Maldives. They were going to rent a house and have like an engagement party by the beach.
Oh, right on.
And it just became ridiculously expensive for like not being worth it, you know? And it was just like people kept getting COVID and they kind of were like, we don't want to deal with it anymore.
Yeah, he was like, for this price, we could go to Maui.
Honestly, it's like, I'd rather go on a vacation, you know? Like vacation's always the way. That's where I'm going to always put my money. Like,
yeah, for sure. I miss it.
I know. And Omar's not coming. Ugh, sucks.
I know. I'm missing out on this one.
What a loser.
I have been to Maui before, though.
Mm-hmm. But you went with boring people.
Yes, it was with an ex. But it was definitely boring because it was, first off, we stayed in a timeshare, right? I mean, it's a hotel, but it was essentially a timeshare, and it was just a bunch of old people reading Kindles. It was just laying by the pool reading Kindles. Like,
why go all the way to Hawaii to do that? That makes no sense to me.
I mean,
you can go to Palm Springs and do that. You can go to like anywhere else, do a staycation.
But that doesn't mean that all the people there were from California, yeah. Like, you know what I mean?
True. I don't know. It just seems like there's more affordable places to go to the pool and read your Kindle.
Yeah, well, I'm assuming, I'm not saying that that's what they did the entire time. I don't know these people, but it was a lot of that.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's not as active as Oahu, as far as from what I saw. You know what I mean? Like places to go, things to do, nightlife wise.
Nightlife, yes, it's different.
It's way more mellow. It's more relaxing.
Yes.
But
I hear it's better.
Nature wise, like beach wise, I think so. I thought so. Actually, I was floating in some beach right there when we were in Maui, and I heard whales like singing underwater. Like I couldn't see them or whatever, but I was literally just floating on my back.
I love that.
And I could hear them. It was crazy.
That is so cool.
And it made me stay out there for like I was out there for a while.
Yeah. Just
normally I'm like
being sung to by whales.
I was just like, this is crazy. Like I can literally hear it.
That's cool.
Yeah, that was dope.
Well, I'm excited because I'm down to see all the islands, honestly, because I loved Oahu both times. Had a great time. I'm afraid to be in the ocean when it's here and it's dark and I can't see. Like, I don't like that at all. But in Hawaii, I'm like a mermaid. Like, I do not want to get out of the ocean because it's so clear. Mm-hmm. It's warm. It's like, mild waves. Certain parts of it gets crazy and you don't swim there.
Yeah.
But, for the most part, it's like pretty mellow, and it's just such a nice opportunity to be able to swim in the ocean and go to the beach, because we just don't have those opportunities. So, I'm excited. I'm excited to snorkel. I'm excited to go on hikes and see waterfalls. And one thing about me when I travel, like, I like equal parts of spontaneity and planning. So I know that makes no sense, but it's like, I like to know everything of where I'm going, what it has to offer. Right. I want to know all the best places to eat, all the coolest things to see, like the hidden gems, whatever. And then I write it all down in my itinerary, and then we get there, and then it's just kind of like more or less a loose schedule of like, okay, well, if we're going to head here, this is all the cool shit. Like, I don't like to plan my day to a T where it's like, I have to go to, a strict schedule. Like, I don't like that. But I like to know, I don't want to miss any opportunities. I don't want to go somewhere and be like, damn, if only I had done my research, I would have known,
Right.
I missed seeing that, I don't like miss seeing things.
But what about like just getting a guidebook?
People still do that?
I mean, that's what you're describing that you're making.
Obviously. What do I need a guidebook for? There's the internet. I could just do my own research and make my own
Fair
thing.
enough. Like, that's what you're doing. I
don't gotta buy anything. It's
I was
free.
Just wondering if instead of like...
Y'all can buy my guidebook.
Very soon we'll be working on We Everywhere Baby guidebooks.
That's not a bad idea.
Somebody out there. Do you know how to bind paper?
I mean,
do you want to make us?
We'll put all the secret tricks and be like, if you go down this street and ask for Jose, he'll give you some good weed.
Not in Cabo though, because he'll try to sell that shit to you for $120.
You talked about that, right?
I did, yeah. That dude tried to sell me. I don't know what it was. It was like potpourri.
Yeah, twigs.
He said, you want to rub these sticks together and try to get high? I was like, no, man.
But yeah, I'm excited. And so I'm meeting my parents. I had to work this weekend. So they left on Sunday. They're already there with my brother. It's just the four of us, my brother, my parents, me. And they've been sending me pictures and stuff from the room, and they got an Airbnb, a condo in Kihei. I want to say that's how you say it. Hopefully I'm not butchering it. Kihei or Kihei, whatever. And they sent me, their little selfie on the beach, but it's hilarious because it's all face, and it's just like it cuts off at their chin, and you could barely see the beach behind them. And I'm like, that is like the quintessential parent selfie that they send you. Like, look at us on vacation, and it's just their whole face up close.
Why do parents do that? It's like, hey, here's my head in Paris. It's like, okay, is the rest of you there? No, here's my head on the beach. It's like,
where's the beach?
Yeah, it's behind my ear over here, the corner of the picture. But trust me, my head was there.
It's so funny. Yeah,
my parents. I think it's also because, like, if you're holding it with your hand, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Parents don't seem to have the angle down yet, or whatever. And there's only so far your arm's gonna reach. So you know
my little T-Rex arms. I'm like, somebody else hold it.
Yeah.
This is too close.
I mean, I give them a little bit of like benefit, or not leniency, I would say. My parents have now gotten into asking other people, like, so at least you get like their full body. But I remember, I have a ton of pictures of just their heads floating around somewhere. And it sucks
too, because it's like they obviously invented selfie sticks, but I feel like such a nerd with a freaking selfie stick. I'm like, hold on, let me whip out my stick, and then like I look at those people and I'm like, nerd.
Yet another reason.
That's so mean.
Yet another reason why our IG will never take off. So I'm just like, no, I don't want to be one of those losers.
I don't. It's so embarrassing. I don't know why. It's like taking a selfie in public, like when people look at me, I like put my phone away because I feel so stupid.
You have a good amount of shame.
Yes.
I think that's what we've lost in the world. We need more shame.
Yeah. Bring back shame.
Be ashamed of yourself. I'm tired of all this overconfidence. I miss the days when people were ashamed to do stuff. Shit. That's how I know I'm old.
That's hilarious. I come from an era of shame.
Bring back shame culture.
But yeah, it's just, and then it's like, where do you put it? It's this long stick. Like, where do you put the selfie stick? You know, unless do they like?
I got an idea.
Retract really small. Ew. Ew.
Put it in the trash. I don't know.
Oh my god!
Yeah, there's some that are like retractable or whatever.
I know, but how small do they get? Like pocket size?
Yeah, I mean, depending on how
big your pocket size.
I got the cargo pocket size. No, it's like like yay big, which would be like the size of the microphone you're holding, maybe a little bit smaller.
Oh, okay.
And it just retracts.
Okay.
But then you see the people who have it retracted, like, or what's the opposite of retracted? I don't know. The point is you see them stretched out all the way.
Detracted?
Fully tracted.
Tracted.
Yo, man. My stick is fully tracted right now.
It sounds so perverted.
But you ever seen where they're holding it, right? And you could see that the stick was not meant for that phone, or however heavy that phone is.
Oh, yeah.
So you see it like bending,
yeah.
like a fishing rod and shit.
Yep.
Like,
hilarious. I know. I don't know.
And don't get me wrong, I would love, like, we have a gimbal for the phone to shoot, like, really steady shots and shit.
We never use
setting it up. I know. Exactly. This is what we're talking about right now. It's like, I'd love to have a little drone that circles us, like when we're standing somewhere, and then you get that kick-ass like IG picture of like,
where are we going?
Oh, look, it doesn't matter, because if you shoot this shit with a drone, they're like, yo, that Walmart parking lot looks sick.
Oh my god!
But I'm just not gonna bring that out and sit there with my little controls.
I think Armand, my brother, I think he got a drone to take to Hawaii, if I'm not mistaken. I want to say he did.
Yeah, when we went to the Dominican, the homeboy Key that was taking photos, he had a drone. Brian bought one.
Did
he
too
took one to
Hawaii. Yeah. It's cool. When you go on trips like that, it's really cool to have one. Yeah. So anyways, that's what I'm up to. Omar is sadly going to stay at home and be a loser. Sleep on the couch. He never makes his way up to the bed when I'm not home.
I don't want to sleep in our bed without you.
Don't lie. He's trying to be all cute and shit.
See, you never let me shine.
I don't even believe
you. Never let my cuteness shine.
You just fall asleep. And then I'm not here to wake you up, but to take you upstairs.
Yeah, like you carry me. You pick me up and you're like, come on, it's time to go to bed.
Man, those are the days, huh?
I dare you one day to try to lift me up like a little kid and carry me up the stairs.
Remember those days? The best. You fall asleep on the couch. You wake up the next morning in bed. You're like, yeah. Did it again.
I do remember that.
Yeah. I liked that. And it always like fascinated me how I didn't wake up or remember at all being carried. Like I was in a deep, deep sleep.
Well, it's crazy because then I would see when they would carry my brother.
Yeah.
They do that wake up thing where they're, like he'd wake up like, what? And they're like, go to bed or just like, don't worry about it. And then they just fall asleep.
Yeah.
And I would ask them like, yo, you remember waking up? No. So it's just like, yeah, your brain goes to sleep. It all goes to sleep.
Crazy.
That's that good sleep.
Yeah, the good.
That's that little kid sleep.
The REM sleep.
Oh, you know what? Speaking of your parents being in Hawaii, my parents are actually on a trip right now as well.
Oh,
We were supposed to join them, but anyway, the point is they are at a resort in Oaxaca, Mexico, which is on the Pacific side. It's called Huatulco. And it's really cool. It gives you all the all-inclusive things you want when you go to Tulum or Acapulco or whatever, Cancun. But it's not as popping. You know what I'm saying? Like people don't go there to party. Touristy. Yeah, because it's just the resorts and then a small town called Las Crucecitas with like the little crosses. And that's like a ways, I'd say maybe like, I don't know, 20 minutes or something like that away. But that's it. The rest of it is just for, the resorts. But it's really cool. The problem is they get hurricanes.
Yeah.
And they are currently experiencing one right now.
Sucks. Yeah.
So
your parents'
my parents' selfies
are very different than my parents.
They have a hurricane in the background, just their heads and a palm tree blowing in the wind. No. She's been my mom's been sending us a video and it's just pouring.
What is it? Hurricane what?
Man, I don't know, but it's like the first hurricane of 2022. Agatha. Something like that.
They from my understanding, I think they go in order in the alphabet. So they start with A and then the next one will be starting with the B.
Oh, really?
That's what I heard. I don't know how accurate that is.
You know what? I might have heard that before. But I like, this one's definitely, it's called Hurricane Agatha.
Okay. Damn.
It was Agatha all along.
It sucks. Poor parents. There's nothing worse than going on a vacation, especially, to tropical place. And that's what you go for, to be outside, to swim in the pool, to go to the beach. And you can't do anything. It's just, that was when Naz and I went to Turks and Caicos. It was just, we had one good day of sun, maybe 2 days of sun. And the rest was just pouring rain. We couldn't do shit. And then not only was it pouring rain, but like we didn't have a car. We couldn't go anywhere, like to restaurants or anything like that. So we're just stuck in this huge house with whatever food they randomly bought. And like, it was the chef's food. The chef would come and cook, and like in the middle of the night, we're hungry. So Naz and I sneaked to the kitchen and we're like making our own shit. Like the chef was probably so mad. We like went into their stuff, but we were hungry.
He wakes up and all his portions are wrong. He's like, what? I had just enough to make these, these eggs Benedict in the morning. Yeah. Who ate my English muffins?
It sucked. So there was that, and then our Netflix wasn't working because of the connection. So we had no apps, no anything. Everything was down. We were just losing our minds. There's a video, if you guys are familiar and have been following me or Naz for a while. It's an old video. And when the trip I'm talking about is Naz and I went with Revolve to Turks and Caicos several years back, probably about 5 years back. And there's a video of me in the window screaming out, being like, we need pizza, we need weed, we need dick, we need... Because we were just...
You guys had nothing.
We had nothing. Nothing but staring at each other. And we're just like, this sucks. It was so shitty.
Well, I know that when it started raining, because my mother was giving me the up-to-date, right? It started raining. She's like, your dad was in love with it.
Yeah.
My dad's like, okay, cool. It's like tropical rain. Hey, I could totally walk in this. I don't mind.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden.
It's nice when it's warm.
Yeah. She says just all of a sudden it started pouring and they were like, okay, I don't like this.
So they had no inkling that it was coming.
I mean, I'm sure if they would have looked something up, but I don't know. And I don't know that it's going to be there for long. I think they said that it should be okay by
Don't they leave tomorrow?
No, they leave the day after.
Oh, okay. So
hopefully they'll get.
Yeah. Damn.
But they were okay the days before.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So at least they got the sun.
Couple days.
And, and all the good stuff. And then boom.
Okay. At least they got a couple days in.
I know.
Well.
But yeah, it sucks when your vacation gets rained out,
Yeah, it does. I will let you guys know in the next episode about my Maui trip. I know there was a couple people that DM'd me that were like, I'm going to Maui soon. Like, share all your, I was asking questions online and stuff. And they were like, share what you found or whatever. So I'll let you know what we do, which companies we go for snorkeling, and restaurants that we go to and such. I'll share all that so you guys can have that to go to. Maybe I'll share my guide also.
Yeah. Publisher guide.
Yeah. My extensive guide. And I saved them all. So I still have my Oahu guide too.
Yeah, you do.
And that nobody looked at, which is cool. I put all this work into my notes, share it with everyone on the trip. Not a single soul looked at it. I remember it was so funny. Our friend Brian, he goes, he went to Oahu shortly after we went on our trip, maybe a couple months later. And I see him doing all the things that I wanted to do on our trip. But, when you have a lot of people, sometimes it's hard. You got one car to share. It's like people don't all wake up at the same time. People don't all, are not moving at the same time or have the same priorities. So there was all these things I wanted to get done that we didn't get to do. Giovanni's shrimp truck. Luckily I'd gone there before. So I'd experienced it, and it's really, really good. Like
a total loss.
No, right. But it's like that was only one time. It's like I want to do it again.
Like, I want more shrimp.
Yeah, I want to do the pillbox hike and all this shit or whatever. And I see Brian, and he's going on all these things that I wanted to go on. I'm like, damn you, Brian!
Yeah.
And he goes, man, my sister and her itinerary. You should see all the shit she planned. Da, 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 da. And I was like, really? Really, Brian? I made the same itinerary.
And when you resent it to him.
I resent it to him. I go, look, see? I mean, my shit is so extensive that I even went as far as to put, we rented a bike, how many miles and how long it would take us to get to certain places. I put the bike distance, and I put the travel 15 minutes away if we drove there or whatever. So we knew how far everything was from where we were, I go for it. And nobody respects my notes.
Let's see how many of your Maui things you get to do with your parents.
Dude, I have a whole guide, right? It has all these restaurants that say restaurants that don't require reservations, right? And they're not just any restaurants. They're recommended restaurants from friends or ones I researched online. They're really good restaurants. And I sent it to my family. And I talked to my brother today, and I'm like, oh, what are you guys doing? And he's like, oh, we're just searching for somewhere to eat. I was like, why don't you look at my guide? I got all the restaurants on there.
I swear,
damn it.
If Nadia posts this guide and nobody hits her back with photographic evidence that they're using it, she is going to spiral.
Use my guide.
She is going to spiral into a depression that I will not be able to get her out of.
Oh my god!
So tell your friends if you see a Nadia guide.
It's okay. I do
At least tell her you did it.
I do it for myself. I appreciate it for myself. I respect my guide. So, excuse me. That's that. But in other news, recently, what we've been up to is couple things. Which came first, EatsCon or Disneyland?
I think
EatsCon.
EatsCon.
Okay, so we went to EatsCon. A friend of ours hooked us up with some tickets. We went, and it's basically mostly local vendors, all selling food. I don't think there wasn't much else but food. I'm trying to think if there's anything else.
It's interesting because it was a food festival, but also it had speakers, it had panelists.
Right.
Tony Hawk was there.
That's true.
And I think the next day, because it was multiple days, the day we didn't go, they were supposed to have some actors from that new Fresh Prince remake, Bel Air, or whatever I think it's called Bel Air.
Yeah.
So I have no idea what the panelists were doing, what they were there for. We went for the food.
We went for the food, yeah. And it did not disappoint.
I gotta tell you, we had some really good stuff.
Man. And I didn't write any of this stuff down. I mean, I did, but I just don't know. I'm like ill prepared. Where did we put it? Oh, I took pictures.
Right.
So this happens once a year, right? This EatsCon?
This is the first time I've ever heard about it. And you think I'd remember because the name has 5 E's on it.
Yeah.
It literally is like EEEEE ATS con.
Yeah.
So while we were there, they're like, hey, make sure that you guys are tagging us with EatsCon. I was like, I'm not going to type that many E's, man. I was like, this is a lot. Plus, listen to We Everywhere Baby would tell you we're not good at taking pictures of ourselves.
No, we had a bunch of things. So the good thing about Omar and I is that like him and I, we're sharers. We like to share everything, all our food together, which makes it very beneficial because we like to taste everything. So we don't just order one thing and we're full off one thing. We like to sample an array of things. Mm-hmm. So one of the things that you got was you went to Sandwich de Miami. And again, what?
Like sandwich. Sandwich.
Oh.
That's that's how I say it.
But they spell it sandwich.
Yeah, but you gotta read it sandwich.
Sandwich. They're based out of Miami, and we got a little Cuban sandwich, which was really delicious from them.
Well, I gotta say that there was a lot of vendors from Los Angeles and California in general, but we decided we're like, okay, let's try the ones that have flown in, so that we can at least.
Is that what we decided?
That's what we decided. That's why we went.
I just decided on what looked the most delicious.
You don't remember that whole conversation?
No, I don't.
Oh my god,
I don't.
All right, well, yeah, that's what we started. That's why we were like, okay, well, this one's from Florida.
Yeah, let's
go to that one, and that's what led us to that Miami.
What else did we get? What is this Hanchi? Oh, that's in Koreatown. Mm-hmm. Hanchi or Hanchik? Hanchik. That's where we got the bao buns. Galbi Jim bao buns. Those were delicious. Again, that's local in K-Town. What? Oh, the winner.
Well, before you get to the winner, because the winner was also another one that wasn't local,
right?
But remember, we had we had that. What was it called? It was a crispy provolone. So we had this. That was okay. This thing. We see this thing. It says crispy provolone from Osby, which is in Venice. And I was like, "Oh, crispy provolone. What is that?" She's like, "Oh, it's a crispy piece of this and that." It was basically a mozzarella stick.
Yeah, but in a triangle shape. It was okay.
And I was like, okay, it's delicious. I can't be mad at you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
no, the fries.
I thought it was going to be something new.
The fries that I got. I got chili crunch fries from a place called Nixta La Cita. Wait. As I mess it up. You know why? It was a bit confusing because it was it 2 stands next to each other?
Yeah, but the fries were from La Cita.
La Cita. Okay, got it. And that's actually in Chinatown. So not far. We can get those fries again.
Man.
Those fries were special fries. They had they were like shoestring fries, and they had this like chili, I don't know, this chili sauce that was like crunchy flakes with garlic and I don't know, with cilantro, and they made this ranch out of coconut. And so I just, it was some of the best fries I've ever had. I just get them.
yeah. Definitely look up La Cita. That place made some of the best fries I had.
What was you took the picture, I think, of the Indian spot.
Yeah, okay. So we're going around eating anything and everything.
Literally.
And we found a spot called Sema.
Yeah.
Semma. But this place is in New York, in New York City, so.
Broke our hearts.
I know.
That chicken.
They were selling, what was it called? It was called
Gunpowder chicken.
And it blew our minds.
It really did.
It was so good.
What was it? How do we even describe it?
Well, it was like, I don't want to call them chicken strips, but essentially there
like
was no
nuggets,
bone.
kind of.
But
boneless.
it was more like strips, but you know, right? Because it was boneless chicken.
Yeah.
Then
it was kind of battered.
They were battered and fried.
Right.
But the batter itself had
seasoning,
just like let's say Indian seasoning because they were an Indian restaurant. But then on top of it, it had like a curry sauce.
Yeah,
and it was enough to where the strips had the flavor on it, but not so much that it was like now a soggy like strip. Everything
crisp.
Everything kept crispy, and it was so good. And we wanted to order more.
It was,
but we didn't.
Life-changing chicken.
Yeah. So if you're in New York, go to Sema and then ask them for the because it's not on their menu. Remember?
Well,
we looked them up.
I looked it up on Yelp and I didn't see it on the menu. So I was like,
so it was like an EatsCon exclusive.
Yeah.
But if they can make it, all you have to do is show up and be like, hey,
I wonder.
Make me some of that secret menu gunpowder chicken.
So the curry sauce was made out of yogurt and a chili lentil blend and curry leaf. Gluten-free, nut-free.
Amazing.
It was something special, that chicken. We went back and told them and everything. I was like, this is the best chicken I've ever had in my life. It was so damn good. And then also we had some of the best tiramisu we've ever had.
Oh,
before,
man,
you bought a whole other piece to take to your dad because you're like, he needs to have this.
Well, my dad is a big fan of tiramisu, so I've probably mentioned it before on the podcast. My dad kills cakes.
Yeah,
whatever cake you bring to the house, he'll eat it. Like, he loves dessert, but tiramisu happens to be one of his favorite. And the problem with tiramisu, I feel like from Superbad, I feel like I want to start something like, I'm eating my horrible tasting food. Like, when am I going to make tiramisu? But if it doesn't have that really good like rum soak,
yeah,
it just
rum.
Ends up,
they all do rum soak.
I mean,
coffee soak.
Well, it's like coffee and liqueur and like rum. Isn't that rum in tiramisu? Am I tripping?
I think you're tripping.
Is the liquor in tiramisu
it's pretty much espresso? It's coffee.
Nah.
I'm sure you can make it with rum. I'm sure you've had that version, but I don't think that's a standard recipe for it. But basically, a lot of times what you're trying to say, and I agree with you, is a lot of times it's very weak on the coffee flavor profile. It's just kind of like a lot of cream. And you're just like, okay, cool. I'm eating a wet cream cake. Like, it's just with like cocoa powder on top. But this particular one, it's based out of LA and it's called Giovanni's Tiramisu. And it was truly some of the best tiramisu that we've ever had. It was coffee heavy, delicious.
You know what's so funny? I've never looked it up. And I mean, I always thought there was rum.
Rum has a distinct flavor, though. But
here's the thing, right? So I just always assumed that the coffee liqueur that I was like tasting was like, it was like rum cooked down. Like, you know what I'm saying?
No.
So I always said like, this has a lot of rum in it, and nobody ever says shit to me.
No.
So I'm walking around looking like an asshole, being like, is that extra rummy? And they're like, no.
They're like, what are you talking about?
It's so funny. Like, I'm so mad about this. Nobody ever set me straight.
Well, I did.
Thank you.
Don't forget.
Man, what a burn.
I got your back, boo. But yeah, that was the majority of what we ate. And you said the drinks were good too. You had a jalapeno margarita. It was good. But overall, I mean, there were so many vendors and everything really did look delicious.
Okay.
We couldn't eat any longer. Okay. You can't find one recipe.
No. I'm reading it up because I was like, hey, this is what it says. So why I might not have been wrong.
Okay.
For the various tiramisus I have eaten, but traditionally you're right. So it says that there are other liqueurs that are frequently substituted for both the coffee and cheese mixture, is including dark rum, Madeira, port, brandy, Malibu, Irish cream, Kahlua. So everybody can make it with whichever alcohol they choose to. But you're right.
Typically.
But the point was definitely that I like to taste like
a strong coffee
something
flavor.
Other than whipped cream, like the cream part. You know what I mean? Man.
Yeah. It was excellent. Next level tiramisu. Giovanni's tiramisu. Check it out. Overall, it was really fun. We had a good time. Entrance fee is particularly low. It's nothing crazy. And it was like $20 to get in. And all of the vendors had decent pricing. Like it was $7.50, $6, $8, you know, kind of around that range. And it was a decent portion of things, and everything was super delicious, and we had a good time. And then they had like inside the hangar, because it was at in Santa Monica at the hangar, they had like all of a sudden we'd be sitting and eating, and then they'd be like, okay, here comes some break dancers. And then we had like roller derby girls, and there's like random performances.
Yeah.
So, and they had a DJ who was like, she was getting it. She was playing some good music. So it was fun. It was a cool vibe. Definitely something cool to check out. So when it comes back in town next year, I'm assuming it's a yearly thing.
I think the next one that they're going to have is going to be in New York, actually. So it travels as well.
Gotcha.
So this one was EatsCon LA. The next one's going to be New York.
Well, keep your eyes out for it if it comes to your town. Definitely check it out. It's a good time, and if you like food, if you're a foodie, definitely check it out, because that's when you get to sample everything.
Yeah.
So anyway, so we ate all that food. I was stuffed to the core, and then the next day, I go to Disneyland with my girlfriends. You know, it was like the close girls, Naz, Darla, Kiki, Aja, whatever. We all go. We had rescheduled this Disneyland trip several times. We were supposed to go for Aja's birthday in April, and it was just like somebody had a COVID scare, somebody had to work, blah, blah, blah. And booking for Disneyland is the biggest pain in the ass ever, because it's like they only give you a certain amount. Like if you buy a park hopper, you kind of have more options, but then we only bought the Disneyland pass. So it was like, oh, if you have this, you can only go to Disneyland on these days. And then we had to find a day that it worked for everybody. And then it was like Aja was a key holder, so then she had certain days that she couldn't go on, and it was just such a pain in the ass. We kept rescheduling over and over again. And I don't know. I'm just like, I don't know if the old way of doing things is like just at capacity. You show up, you get your ticket, and you go in. And then once they've hit capacity, you can't. Or if this whole like scheduling is better. I don't know. But it's a challenge.
It seems from the people that I've talked to that have been going to Disneyland, it seems more stressful now.
Yeah.
People seem to be complaining more about everything they have to do before even getting there.
Yeah.
Or they're like, well, once you get there, you better jump on the app and schedule your ride for this and this at this time. And it's like, well,
no, they have, okay, so before they used to have fast passes.
Right.
Where you could go, you take your ticket, you put it in the machine, and it'll tell you, okay, you can come back and get on the fast pass line between these hours.
Yeah,
or whatever.
Exactly.
Fine, cool, worked out great. Now what they do is you have to pay, of course, the damn greedy mouse. He's a greedy, greedy mouse. You have to pay for a fast pass, and then it's like you can only book one at a time. You can't like map out your day and be like, boom, 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 I'm going to hit this ride, then this ride, then this ride, then this ride. It's like once you book one, you can't book the next fast pass until you're done with that one. And then it's
stupid.
It's stupid. And then you have to wait. It's like you could book it and it'll be like, well, you can't come here until an hour later. So it's like, well, what do you do for that hour? You go on like the shitty rides that have no line. Like, I will say, it was crowded, but on Disney standards, it wasn't ridiculous. We went on a Sunday. It wasn't like I've been to Disneyland where it's like shoulder to shoulder crazy, and it wasn't as bad. Still a lot of people. And we wore our masks when we went inside and stuff like that, but who knows? I mean, you're next to so many people still outside.
But what did you eat?
Oh,
because I know you didn't ride anything.
No, we barely rode any rides.
You rode like
we went there to
Winnie
eat.
the Pooh,
Yeah.
and
somebody messaged me and was like, Winnie the Pooh's the most psychedelic ride there. Like, and then once you get off, the ride dumps you into a candy shop, and they have the most amazing desserts, and there's never a line. So we're like, let's go there. I didn't even know the Winnie the Pooh ride existed. But, it's a little kid ride.
Right,
but
sure.
it was cool because everything was like neon and like lit up really cool. So, I mean, it looked cool. But I just, for me, and I say this all the time, and no disrespect to all my Disney lovers, I love Disney. I'm not against Disney. I grew up with Disney. There's a nostalgia there that I love. But for me as an adult right now in my life, until I have kids, the payoff is not there for me. Like,
right.
To me, it's too much hassle and too much money for no thrill. Like,
right.
The rides are just boring. Like, I'm going to sit here and see the same little, like, it's a small world after all. Like, the little dolls dancing in this, it's just like, I've seen this 10,000 times. Like, it just.
Well, see, that's the thing for me is I haven't been since before everything that's new there.
Yeah, you haven't seen the Star Wars.
I haven't even stepped foot on the Star Wars.
That's really cool.
Situation.
It is something.
I haven't seen any of the Avengers campus, compound, whatever they call it.
Mm-hmm.
But when I hear that I might go and still not be able to get on certain things, it doesn't really make me want to go.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, okay, so
those rides are going to be about an hour long wait.
But the question is like, can I just wait in line?
Yeah.
So if I decide that, hey, I want to get on this Star Wars ride, I don't need to do a reservation for it?
No.
Because I was hearing that you needed to reserve your spots for those.
No. That's extra. That's if you want to get Fast Pass. That's for a shorter line.
I thought it was to ride it, period.
No. You can still get in lines and ride the rides. Normal.
Oh, okay.
That's just at regular, like, times.
At regular 4-hour wait times.
Yeah.
The good old days.
So, fuck. I remember we went to Disneyland one time, and my sister was probably like 7 years old or something like that. 5, 6, 7 years old. And she wanted to go on the Dumbo ride so bad. And the Dumbo ride just spins in circles.
Yeah.
Just goes up and down. And threw a fit. I got to go on this Dumbo ride. The line was 2 hours, the wait. 2 hours. I mean, she gets on the ride, and it was like probably about 30 seconds.
Yeah, she went in like five circles. And then there.
She was so pissed. 2 hours for that? You see what I mean? It's like, where's the payoff?
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy.
But anyways, we went and we literally ate everything once again. So that whole weekend, I ate so much. I couldn't eat for like 2 days after that. My stomach was killing me. I mean, I had a pickle. I had fish and chips. I had, what else did I have? I felt like I ate way more.
Popcorn?
I didn't really eat the popcorn, but the girls did. The popcorn was pretty salty. Good, but very salty. Right. Pickle was excellent, as always. Hadn't had one of those in forever. Those jumbo pickles. So bomb. Fish and chips were decent. What the star of the Disneyland food escapade for me was the Dole Whip. I hadn't had that before.
Oh, man.
That shit was delicious. And I don't know why I never got that. That's been there forever.
Yeah, it's right in front of the Tiki Room.
Yeah.
One of my favorite old-timey experiences out there.
But the thing with what they're doing now with a lot of the food spots is you have to, again, it's just like, can I just give you my money and you give me the food?
Yeah.
Like, it's so complicated now, but you have to download the Disney app and then you have to order your shit on the app. Yeah. Including food. And then they tell you, come back at 7 for your ice cream.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And then you pay for it through your card on the app and then you go pick it up. And it's just like, why can't I just give you my money?
Why did we have to complicate this transaction? Like, come on, man.
Yeah. I think maybe because they're trying to minimize lines. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't care.
But
all I know is it sounds extremely inconvenient to go nowadays.
Yeah.
And that's like...
It's a lot. My friends know, poor Naz, she loves Disneyland so much. She knows the only way I'll go is if she invites me. She literally gets my ticket because I can't justify it. I'm just like, I won't go. I'll be like, bye guys, have fun. So, I think once, when kids come around, it's going to be a whole new experience because that's part of the joy is having them experience it for the first time and seeing it for the first time and,
right.
The magic of Disney. And I'll enjoy it once again, I think.
Yeah. I mean, it hasn't lost its sparkle, you know what I mean? Or its luster at all. I mean, it's still Disneyland, and kids are still going to love it.
Yeah.
And adults are still going to love it. It's just, whether you like love it despite all of that, or if you love it a little less than you did before, which is what I do.
I just feel like I don't like when corporations that have the money take advantage of people. And I just feel like Disneyland and Disney does that a lot. I feel like it's so expensive to go. Everything is so expensive.
Everybody nowadays.
I know. But it just feels like, come on, like you're taking it away from so many kids that can't go because their parents will never be able to afford $100 a ticket, or $150 or whatever the hell it is.
Yeah, but here's the thing, right? Not to take Disney's side,
I know,
but I don't feel like they've ever been the most affordable of all the parks.
No, it's always been more.
I mean? If you're broke, go to Knott's.
Yeah,
go to Knott's Berry Farm.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? If you like actual like rides, go to Six Flags.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But if you want to spend the money, go to Disney, and people do it.
I know.
So somebody
it just becomes like
they're gonna save up for it. And Disneyland knows that.
They do. But it's not just the ticket to get in. It just feels like there's just they're constantly adding. Mm-hmm. Like now you got to pay for the fast pass, and now you got to pay for this, and now you get it's like a constant.
Yeah. Because I mean they're gonna keep pushing it as long as people show up.
I know.
I mean they got rid of the season pass.
No,
right?
Now they have the key holder, which is basically the same thing.
Okay.
You pay a monthly fee.
But I remember that they got rid of like all the different passes or whatever. They just like said no more season passes, right?
I don't know.
Then because I remember people were like, "Oh, this is gonna, what a like horrible thing to do to all the people that want to go, blah blah blah," and people still go. Mm-hmm. They can do whatever they want. It's ridiculous.
Well, two other things. You know what? Since we're on the food journey, right? Mm-hmm. One other place that we did try, we took Ash out, my cousin Naz's brother. It was his birthday, and he has been talking about this burger spot, sending it to us on the gram, being like, "You guys got to try this burger. It's so good." Blah blah blah. So it used to be a stand in Santa Monica, and it was just literally like a tent with tables.
Yeah,
and people would line up, and a friend of his took him there, introduced him to it, and it was amazing. And then they ended up opening up a brick and mortar in what city?
It's in Studio City.
Studio City. Okay. Yeah. So, and it's called Easy Street Burgers. And I mean, I thought it was delicious. It's a burger that they don't have a lot of variety of, toppings and all this stuff. It's like basic, like this is what you get on the burger. It's obviously a really spongy, nice bun. But the patties are smash patties, so they're really thin and they get that crisp to them. Mm-hmm. So they do suggest that you get a double because they're so thin if you actually want to taste the meat. Otherwise it's barely any meat. But they have grilled onions, cheese, and that was it, right? And then pickles and sauce.
Yeah, I got
you got jalapenos.
The special, which was like a jalapeno burger.
But other than that, that's it for toppings. They don't have lettuce, tomato, onion, or
I think extra they have bacon.
Oh yeah.
And he says they're like real generous with the bacon.
They put a lot of bacon, and then he said it becomes a bit too much.
It's just like
because I will say the slight downside to this burger, if you're sensitive to salt, it was a bit on the saltier side. For me, it was borderline. So like, I still really liked the burger. I thought it was delicious. But had it been a pinch more salty, I wouldn't have liked it. So it was like at my max saltiness, if that makes any sense.
No, yeah.
Yeah. So, and then again, for the fries, they have like Cajun style fries, plain fries, or like shoestring fries. And you can get them with the sauce, kind of like animal style, but they call it wild, with the sauce and the cheese and the grilled onions. That was really delicious too. Delicious. That was really good. But yeah, check it out. It is called Easy Street Burgers, and it was pretty delicious. Did you like it?
I did like it. I agree with you that, and I don't know if it's because I haven't had a lot of smash burgers, so I don't know if it's because it's so thin and it does get so like browned. You know what I mean? Like you get that crispy. If that enhances the salt,
oh maybe.
But because mine had the jalapenos all over it, I feel like the brininess and like the acidic quality of the vinegar that the jalapenos are in, that really saved it for me. Because I could still taste the salt, but it was almost like complemented by the vinegar, as opposed to you guys who just had the burger by itself.
Yeah.
But I would go back. I mean, it was really delicious.
It was really good. The bun, I think the bun was really nice and soft and spongy. And then the meat, the fact that the meat was just like crispy, it had that char to it, were my two favorite things about it. So definitely check it out.
And I also heard or read reviews that their veggie burger is really good.
Oh,
so if you don't like, not if you don't like, but if you don't, if you're
eat vegetarian,
meat, you can at least go and get apparently a very delicious veggie burger.
I mean, everything else on the burger was delicious. So if you swap out for a veggie burger, I'm sure it's probably just as good.
Yeah, it was really good.
Damn, we're running out of time. I forgot we went and saw New Kids on the Block and In Vogue and all that.
Well, do you want to just end with that?
Yeah, we'll end with that. So we went to go see New Kids on the Block. And performing with them was En Vogue, Salt and Pepper, and Mr. Rick Astley.
Oh my goodness.
Never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down. You know the song.
So I was given tickets to this concert, and one of my coworkers went, and she was gassed.
Oh, she's New Kids on the Block.
She is a
obsessed.
fan.
She's a super fan.
Yeah, like she's been on their cruise, the New Kids cruise, and she's seen them. I don't know. I'm sure every time they've performed out here in Los Angeles since like 2008, when they came back.
And she made her sister a super fan, who she also brought along with her.
Yeah.
And her sister had just gone to San Diego the night before and saw them in San Diego and came again to LA to see them again.
Super fan.
Yeah. And I think there were moments where she was crying. She was having a moment.
Well, when they were like, "Hey, do you want these tickets to New Kids?" I was like, "No," and they're like, "But En Vogue's gonna be there, and Salt and Pepper," and I was like, "Rick Astley." Give me those goddamn tickets.
That was the reason.
I want to hear that song.
That one song.
That one song.
We've known each other for so long.
And here's the thing. If for anybody that has gone to the show or is aware of the show, it was called the Mixtape Tour.
Yeah.
So we like to, not that we like to, we just always seem to show up pretty like late to some of these shows. Because you're like, the opener, whatever. But in this case, we wanted to see everybody, and I didn't know who the opener was going to be.
There was no opener.
So my coworker hits me up, and she goes, "Just so you know, there's no opener, and New Kids is going to go on immediately." And I was like, "What? That's weird." And it was literally like that. They came out, and they were clearly the headliners of the tour.
Yeah.
But they came out, did some songs, and then En Vogue comes out. And then they do a couple songs. Then New Kids comes out again. Then Salt and Pepper. Then New Kids again. Then Rick Astley.
It was literally a mixtape.
Yeah. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
That I appreciated.
I did too. I liked that aspect of it. I kind of wish more tours would do that, you know?
Right.
Like, put together a really good mix of artists around the same time frame and then just do a mixtape version of all their hits. But yeah, it was a good time. We had fun. And I mostly wanted to go for En Vogue and Salt and Pepper. Like, those are two groups that I grew up loving. And so they killed it. En Vogue looked amazing. Like, wow.
They lost one. It was only 3.
I don't know which one they lost.
which one they lost.
They looked amazing.
They still had 3,
They sounded amazing. Great. Yeah, it was. They put on a hell of a show. Salt and Pepper could have rehearsed a little. I'm not gonna lie.
There was
little hiccups.
Yeah, there was some lyrics dropped.
They're a little tired. But
again, another group that came out, you know, that they lost a member to because Spinderella's not with them anymore.
But they got the hits though. They got some good songs.
Yeah, I mean the songs are still there. You know, there's not as much effort from Salt. It was very peppery. It was a very peppery performance.
It was pepper heavy.
It was pepper heavy. So
that's hilarious.
So, which is good because I have high blood pressure. So I was like, oh, okay, I'm totally safe after this concert. I'm not
stupid.
If you suffer from hypertension, go see Salt and Pepper.
What's always fun too is that, like, because your office has a box and obviously it's always in the same location, we're like damn near dead center. Like, it's a great location for it.
The suite is dead on.
So Omar and I, what we really enjoy too is watching everybody else enjoy the show. Like, you and I, people watch all the time. Look at this person dancing. Look at that person getting it. Like, it's so much fun. And that's the thing with certain bands and groups and artists that have been, particularly have been around for a long time, have super fans and people that have been writing for them for so long that they lose their minds when they go and see them perform. And it's so entertaining to watch, you know, like, I love watching people get gassed on their artists. It's great.
Man, look, I'm going to be honest, okay? I'm going to be honest. I'm absolutely not a fan of New Kids on the Block. But I'm old enough that I remember when they popped off.
Yeah.
And I remember because I was in, I don't know, grade school or whatever. But there was a girl who was obsessed with them. Could have been Marianne, honestly enough.
Coworker.
Like, yeah, straight up. And I just remember that she was so about it that the guys would get together and like make fun of it. You know what I mean? Like, oh, they're, you know, they suck and blah, blah, blah. Who knows what the hell we were listening to? You know what I mean? But I just remember that as being something that was like a band that we used to make fun of. Because we didn't think they were cool or whatever. So now we're like, okay, let's go watch these. And they happen to come out. And they came out and they did one of whatever popular songs was hanging. Hanging, dangling, or whatever it's called.
The right stuff.
Yeah. Oh, that one. Whatever it's called. But they're doing
Hang Tough is another one, yeah.
And God damn it, if it didn't transport me back
That's cool.
to my younger self.
Yeah.
And not because I'm like, oh fuck yeah, this song. It just like came on. I was like, holy shit! I remember when this song was being bumped at recess by the girls over here, you know, and it was crazy. Like it gave me these nostalgic vibes that I wouldn't have associated to them because I was not a fan of their music.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I thought I can't be mad that was kind of cool. Like I was like, wow,
yeah,
I remember
brought back memories
this
for
girl,
you.
and I remember being in school and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
The other thing that was crazy was how loud it got.
Oh man!
I tried to record it on the voice recorder on the phone, and it just blew out the speaker like the microphone. I couldn't capture it.
No, the roar of the audience literally penetrated your body. Like it was like you could feel it inside of you. Yeah. It was like all these like 40-something-year-old Caucasian women. The roar. Oh, they were into it, man. Yeah. I mean, it was fun. I know a few new kid songs just because they're popular, but like, you know, I was born in 85, so it wasn't my era. Like I was, they had already kind of did their thing, and that's why I was like a Backstreet fan or whatever. So, but I remember them, and for some reason, I don't know why, we had a cassette of New Kids on the Block in our house. I don't know who bought that, my mom or something, I guess. I can't imagine my dad would buy that. So that's how I knew of them. I had that cassette and I would listen to that. But I was never like a super fan or anything like that. It was just like, okay, they're cool.
Yeah.
But, you know, they put on a good show. They can still dance. They could still sing. They sang their little hearts out and they sounded good.
Yeah.
It was a good time.
And do you remember what I have some notes here. I wrote quick change cam. Do you remember that? So they do their little bit, then they go, and I think Salt and Pepper was out. And Salt and Pepper did, I think maybe it was Shoop or no, they did What a Man with En Vogue together.
Yeah.
And then they show the quick change cam, which is new kids doing costume changes.
Yes.
But it's being like live streamed onto the back. So so Salt and Pepper and En Vogue are singing whatever, and then it's all of a sudden it's Donnie Wahlberg taking off his shirt and dancing.
Yeah. It was him and one other, I think maybe Jordan or something.
Yeah. And the ladies were losing their mind.
Oh yeah. You just reminded me of something actually. I went to the bathroom. Sandy and I went to the bathroom and I'm washing my hands. And this girl in like an 80s track jacket, like high socks, sneakers, a side ponytail, wearing neon.
I think she had those biker shorts too.
Oh, like the dolphin shorts?
Yeah.
She's like...
I saw her when she walked out.
Yeah, you saw her walk out.
I was like, oh, there's a side pony
she
here.
Was decked out 80s, okay? And makeup and all. And I'm washing my hands. I didn't even notice her till she spoke to me. And she's like drying her hands next to me and she goes, doesn't Donnie Wahlberg still look great? I look over and I'm like, what decade am I in, right? Like, what the hell? It was such a weird, she looked like Tiffany. I think we're alone now. And it was just so funny to me. I was like, damn, they are committed. These girls are like, it was just a blast from the past. Yeah. They were like all decked out. But
and here's the thing. So Rick Astley comes out.
Oh, yeah.
And he sang a song that I did know, but I couldn't recall it right now.
Yeah.
And then a couple ballady songs or whatever.
No, he did like 3 songs total.
But then he leaves without doing, you know, like the song everybody wants to hear.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, that's he's not going to sing it. And
I'm like,
he'll probably come back. But so I turned to Nadia and I go, well, what'll probably happen is, or I hope, some other artist will start singing and then he'll come in and rickroll them.
Uh-huh.
And you were like, I have no idea what you're talking about. And then I tried to explain it to my friend Nigel, who also came with us, had no idea. Nobody seemed to know. I asked his, fiance, and she didn't know. And I thought I had fallen into a time warp where I came up with Rick rolling or something, that I had come up with it. And for any of you that don't know what that is, it was a YouTube thing. So it wasn't an Instagram thing or anything like that. But it was essentially setting you up to watch a particular video. And then when you would click it, it would actually send you to Rick Astley's video.
That's hilarious.
And that's what it was called. It was like, oh, I got Rick rolled. So if you look up getting Rick rolled, you'll see a ton of stuff.
Yeah.
But what ends up happening is he goes away and you're like, okay, whatever. New Kids is now doing another song. And then they go, okay, you guys ready? We got one more. And it's like, we need everybody to help us sing it. And all the ladies and everybody's like, yeah, all right. And then I go, okay, ready on the count of 3, 1, 2. And then boom, Rick Astley came out and interrupted and did the song.
Yeah.
Which was amazing, but completely lost on Nadia.
Yeah, I didn't know about the Rick roll, but I didn't care because I love that song.
The song was...
It's on my karaoke list.
Yeah. It was good. It was good.
It was good. We had a good time. And I think that we should wrap it up for tonight and, or today, tonight for us. And yeah, thank you guys for listening. And next week hopefully next week, we'll see. 'Cause I get back, man, scheduling has been crazy. I'm going to say next episode, who knows when it comes out. We'll talk about my Maui trip and give you guys an update on all that fun stuff.
Yeah. And also, if you guys didn't hear it or didn't see it, we did drop a couch quickie, long awaited. We went crazy, went with the topic of cannibalism. And that couch quickie ended up being like 49 minutes or something like that. So hopefully we can do some more of those. We do have some coming up. We have been taking suggestions. But we're going to try to be dropping some of those in the near future as well. So if we don't end up having the time to do an actual episode, we'll be able to drop a quickie, or hopefully we can one day get back to 2 a week. But life is just not seeming to go that way.
We say this every episode.
But we always thank you guys for listening. Thank you so much for following us. Tell your friends. I have been Oh Marvelous. This has been Nadia Moham.
Bye-bye.
We everywhere, baby.